Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So I live with a roommate who hogs the bathroom. I don't know what he's doing in there, but when I talk to him about it, he completely brushes the idea off. It's like trying to talk to a wall about this. And I joked that I might have to shit into a bag, and I made a compromise and decided to shit behind the house. I didn't have the nerve to show him just yet, but maybe he'll see. And if it comes up, then we can talk about him hogging the bathroom again. But I'm not shy about the idea of shitting. So when I was in college, I had a friend who claimed the reason he was overweight was because he didn't poop enough. He had made a resolution one year, I think it was 2006, to lose some weight, and the first week of that resolution, he kept asking me for some advice about what to eat. And intuitively, I knew he was handling it the wrong way, because he was asking me, how do I, quote-unquote, give up various things, right? You don't give up various things. You free yourself from them, right? You're clean from it now, no more, right? Oh my God, I can finally enjoy the good life now, right? And he didn't see it that way, so I knew it was doomed, which is what made it really frustrating, because he insisted that I answer him about these things. And he also asked me, and this really bothered me. He said, why don't you pick one food for me to give up for 2 weeks? Well, here's the thing. By saying that you're going to give it up for first of all, give up, and for a certain period of time, both of those are not conducive to enjoying your newfound wealth, right? You're giving up something, and you're putting an idea that this is a 2-week punishment of some sort, right? So I knew it wasn't going to work, but I played along with him just to avoid causing him heartbreak. But as I was doing it, I almost had to hold my nose. You ever give advice that you know is not right just to appease somebody? You know how that feels. He comes back to me after a New Year's Day party and complaining about all that he had given up. A few days later, he had a friend who had a birthday. He complained about all that he had given up. He was 2 weeks into his diet, and I asked him, well, how's your weight going? He says, not anywhere. I said, well, what happened? And I wanted him to come to the realization that giving up stuff wasn't working. But instead, he told me the reason he hadn't lost any weight was because he hadn't been pooping enough. And so I sang a little jingle about him pooping. Now, there was another time in my life when I really thought about poop. I was living out of my car in Seattle, Washington. In 2019, there was a major winter storm, and I was stuck in the car. There was snow on top of the roof of my car. Now, I had a favorite parking spot. I may have shown you guys at one point where I could reach an extension cord and plug stuff in. And so it was really nice and cozy in there for 3 days, if you could believe it. And the main limiting factor was needing to poop. That was the only reason I gave up. I finally left the car, and when I did, I was covered in ice and snow, and it made me wish I would never have to poop again. When I was living in my car, I often daydreamed about 2 inventions. One is, how do we stop pooping? And number 2, a lot of times I might not have access to that parking spot with the outlets and the extension cords. How do I keep all my electronics powered up? I wish I had a nuclear battery that I could put in my computer, and it would last like months and months without having to be replaced or recharged, right? Those were the 2 inventions I often dreamed about when I lived out of my car. This is the Peter Shit Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Shit Show. Bum 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 bum.